Sing unto Yahweh, let all the earth call. Bless his name and show forth his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory amongst the...
Subscribe and check out our playlist and our videos on our channel, as well as our shorts. We go into a deep dive into things, and a lot of you guys are not watching the whole entire videos. I don't know if it's because you don't understand, and if that's the case, let me know in the comments, or if it's just because you don't agree with it. And even if you don't agree with it, still let me know in the comments what you don't agree with and why, etc. But subscribe to the channel, check out our videos. We'll be having more videos uploaded. We have a bunch of shorts uploaded as well that dives into the language. And then again, we have our playlist and textual criticisms, the shorts, the Shabbat teachings, and destroying Christ in the Old Testaments, false doctrines, our lessons, and our book readings. Okay, we read out different books. All right, so subscribe to the channel, make sure you share, and let's start correcting some of these erroneous doctrines that are in Israel. Okay. Shalom, 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 Israel. This brother Ariah, and got a video today. Some more reading for you guys. We're going to read out translating colors in antiquity, the semantics of, this word is supposed to mean adamu, or red, in the Septuagint by Anna Angelini. Okay. Now, this has been cited. This is a cited public work. Okay. And they have their here footnotes and where they got the citations from and references, etc. Okay. This is peer-reviewed cited work. Things that I bring to you guys majority of the time is peer-reviewed and cited, all right, in academia. You can search this up right here by this, and it will show you academia. Now, I want to read just the first page and the second page to show you guys that you cannot use the same color spectrum in modern day for the ancient times, okay? Now, we'll start right here in the beginning. It says, it has been long. So, see here, let's make it bigger real quick. A little bit bigger. It has been long recognized that colors are semiotic codes that are able to communicate significant cultural distinctions. This aspect of the study in ancient translations of color lexemes represents a particularly interesting and fruitful field of research. Since the choices of translators often mediate between the vocabulary of color expressed by the source text and the representation articulated via the target language, the present contribution focuses on the semantics of red in the Septuagint against a larger background of Hellenistic literature, with a specific interest on this word right here as a test case. Before proceeding to the analysis of the evidence in our disposal, a few methodological remarks are in order, so as to contextualize the specific type of data that we face when studying color nomenclature and the perception of colors in antiquity. First, our abstract and post-Newtonian concept of color, a frame in the continuum of a spectrum, did not exist in antiquity. All right, so the current color spectrum comes from Newtonian concept of color, and that did not exist in antiquity, okay, when these scriptures and things were written. All right. Did not exist in antiquity, either in ancient Israel or during Greco-Roman times, despite the fact that the role of light in determining colors was studied by ancient philosophers such as Aristotle and Democritus, who realized that color perception was connected with the individual's sense of vision. The dominating idea in antiquity remains that colors are intrinsic properties of things and therefore cannot be separated from them. Such a perspective has a number of consequences, some of which have already been highlighted in previous studies, primarily such as insights that imply that color in antiquity does not only have a description function, it is a cognitive instrument by which reality is known and structured. All right, there's a footnote right here. So it says it says C. Brenner, 1982, and Farini, 1999, page 18 through 46, Cleely, 2004, Harley, 2010, pages 1 through 25. All right, footnote. There's a source. Furthermore, in ancient texts, colors are usually contextualized. This means that they are not disassociable from the material context of the objects defined by the specific chromatic referent. This aspect becomes particularly relevant when we treat this word right here in the Greek and other terms connected with dye colors, fibers, and textile products. Finally, among the three features which affect human perception of color, hue, brightness, intensity, saturation/purity, more attention is given in ancient sources to brightness and saturation than to hue and chromaticity. This implies that one single color lexeme can cover a series of realities which in our modern perception will correspond to different colors. Okay? Footnote 2 says, see on this already, Galeomont, 1957, page 344 through 346. This implies that one single color lexeme can cover a series of realities which in our modern perception will correspond to different colors, and vice versa. The multiple color lexemes can be used to denote what is for us the same hue. All right, and there's a footnote 3. It says, Sassy, 2003, page 19, has convincingly demonstrated the illegitimacy of any research aimed at establishing correspondences between ancient and modern color terminologies. All right. So there's no legitimacy between the modern color and not. So when you look up antimony and it says red, there's no legitimacy of people saying, see, he's red. White people are red. It's the blood bleeding through his vessels. No, it's not. Same thing with Esau, okay? Within the semantic area of red, for example, we note the Hebrew root, Adam, and its derivatives are used to describe a series of different things. The brownish yellow color of the lentils eaten by Esau, brownish yellow, right? Light brown, light skinned. The reddish brown of the heifer for the sacrifice, right? The purification offering in the book of Numbers, the healthy complexion of a body, but also the redness of a skin's infection. Perhaps the hair color of Esau and David. Right, and these are the footnotes. It says right here on footnote 4, lentils eaten by Esau, Genesis 25 and 30, verse 30. Right here it says the purification offering in Numbers 19 and 2. And then it gives the healthy complexion of the body, which is Songs of Solomon 5 and 10, Lamentations 4, 7 through 8. When it says Adam, indicating a healthy complexion, see the relevant March by Brenner, etc. Let's see here. Then 7, it says Leviticus 13 and 49, Leviticus 14 and 37. And the first color of blood, chapter 8, verse number 8, 2 Kings 3 and 22, Isaiah 63, 1 through 3. Those are when it means the color of blood, right? But when it says Esau, Genesis 25 and 30, it means what? The brownish yellow color of lentils eaten by Esau, right? Now, this group of lexemes therefore covers a broad chromatic area that ranges from pink to brown and serves to define objects and realities which are themselves very different. Okay, now we're going to move down to here. It says color names in anthropology of colors in antiquity. The remarks have significant implications for the study of the relation between ancient color lexemes and perception of colors in antiquity. Most of the debate on the anthropology of color is arisen from the 1969 theory elaborated by Brent Berlin and Paul Kay, who proposed a model based on the universal and progressive emergence of basic color terms among the different languages and cultures of the world. According to their hypothesis, the acquisition of basic color lexemes would follow a constant and similar pattern in different languages, and the focal points of the basic color lexemes on the spectrum would be identical in all cultures. In order to identify basic color terms within a culture, the authors defined as significant criteria saliency, i.e. the fact that colors names are commonly used and consistently associated with a specific hue and abstraction. In other words, the fact that they are not related to concrete materials or objects. This theory underwent a series of critiques and modification, and the debate is still ongoing between the followers of a universalistic tendency and more relativistic approaches, which underline the arbitrariness of color naming and the fact that color terms boundaries vary across the languages, corresponding to differences in color cognition. So there's a footnote for 10. says 10. It says C, among many others, the volume of Hardin and Maffa. All right, 1997, K and Riger, 2006, and recently Bornstein, 2007. Okay. Now back up here. Where are you? However, the application of the so-called Berlin K theory to ancient languages appears problematic under many regards. First, as we have already noticed, materiality is prominent in most of the color lexemes in antiquity. In the Hebrew Bible as well as the Septuagint, the majority of color names is represented by names of textiles, threads, precious stones, or objects. As it has been correctly pointed out by Warburton. All right, and there's a footnote 11. The relationship between color and material led to a linguistic partitioning of color, which is different from our modern understanding of the color sequences in the spectrum. Right? So it says on the right here, footnote 11, Warburton, 2007. It says on the problems deriving from the application of Berlin K models to antiquity. All right, and then we'll read it again. It has been previously correctly pointed out by Warburton. The relationship between color and material led to a linguistic partitioning of color, which is different from our modern understanding of the color sequences in the spectrum. Therefore, without denying the existence of fundamental color terms within a specific culture, the hierarchy of modern color vocabulary, which distinguishes rigidly between basic color terms, secondary terms, and indicating nuances, and specialized or technical color lexicon risk can be misleading when applied to ancient witnesses. The adjective Adam still provides a good example of these difficulties. Although this is the main lexeme for red in the Hebrew Bible, it is difficult to affirm on a textual basis if its focus corresponds to one expressed by the modern hue of red. Right? So you can't, from the textual basis, you can't say that Adam means red in the modern sense. You can't say that. Because it means light brown, what we will call brown. As in, the word seems to encompass a range of colors from light brown to dark red, and it clearly refers to a red hue only in a few occurrences. Footnote 12. Those occurrences that it refers to a red hue, 2 Kings 3 and 22, Isaiah 63 and 2, okay? That's where it refers to. It says also, see also the verbal root in Lamentations 4 and 7. Moreover, although being a basic color lexeme, Adam appears often as a specialized term referring to fur of animals, skin or hair, and never as an abstract notion. All right, and there's 13, footnote 13. So let's see what it says. For the skin of horses, see particularly Zechariah 1 and 8 and 6 verses 2 and 3. Although it would be tempting to see in this passage a sequence contrasting red, black, white, which are considered as the three main basic color terms according to the Berlin K theory, one has to be cautious regarding this hypothesis. Adam has to be rendered here probably as dark chestnut or reddish brown, right? And was it Sherrick and 1 and 8 as bay or light chestnut, as these adjectives probably refer to the natural occurring shades of horses. Moreover, in Zechariah chapter 6, verse 2 through 3 is problematic adjective, possibly meaning gray or another shade of reddish. The adjectives used by the Greek translator in the corresponding Greek passages could also express similar hues, and we should avoid projecting the color symbolism of the white, red, and black horses in Apocalypse, right, back to the book of Zechariah, nor to its translation. All right, so it's telling you that the horses in Zechariah is different than the horses in Revelation, where it says the white, red, and black. Those are not even the colors in Zechariah. It's light brown, dark chestnut, okay, and gray. So like, you can't even use those as precepts. Say, see, brother, the precept of Zechariah, can't even use that. Now back up here. The same holds true, as we will discuss later, for its Greek equivalent, which is right here. I don't know the Greek, so I don't know what that word is. Somebody who knows the Greek, you can read it and see it. Moreover, when studying color lexemes within specific textual corpora, as the Hebrew Bible and its Greek translations, the particular and limited nature of the sources has to be considered. The evidence at our disposal is, for the most, of literary nature, and does not allow for a full reconstruction of the system of colors in antiquity, a task which remains very hard, if not impossible, to achieve. However, many progresses have been done in the reconstruction of the ancient arts of painting and techniques of coloring, and in this regard, the study of the colors refers to dyes and textiles, as blank, in our case, proves fruitful, as it can be more easily contrasted with archaeological evidence. Overall, the study of anthropology of color in antiquity has to build on basis of methodologies which partially differ from those developed by modern anthropology of color. First, one has to focus not only on the single adjectives of color, but on the degree of lexicalization and on their broad lexical family, which can provide useful pieces of information. Moreover, the analysis of the color lexemes in their close context has to integrate the material dimensions in which the terms are embedded. Specifically, when as in the case of ancient Israel, we do not dispose the theoretical treatises or descriptions of colors left by the ancients themselves. Right? So, that is the whole thing about it. And I have some more right here. You know, when you come over here and you watch that other video that we posted, the video we posted right here a couple days ago was David and Arian. Okay, we go into more. It's gonna take forever, but we go into more, right? So it tells you right here. It says David's ancestors were Edomites. I don't agree with that. Moabites, yeah, but Edomites, I haven't done the research into it just to verify that. It says his hair was not blonde and his complexion was brownish and olive. Right? Now, when you come on down here some more, it's going to tell you that the Edomites, let me see here. Where is it down here? I gotta find it. It says right here that heathen Edomites may have originally been brownish, hairy, nomadic hunters like the Aboriginal hunters of South Africa. But the Bushmen have little body hair and their color is a dirty yellow. Okay? Alright? So they were the same color as King David. He was a light-skinned Negro. Okay? He had a little bit of reddish hair. David, because he was but a boy and brownish, combined with beauty of appearance, right? That was the whole thing about Goliath, why Goliath hated him, right? And it goes on to tell you more. It says, on the ancient Egyptian wall paintings, the skin of Egyptian men is reddish brown, while the complexion of the women is yellow. Some of the Syrian chiefs are depicted as brown and some as yellow. All are black haired. And it says the Edomites in southern Palestine may have been brown, and the Israelites in the north yellowish, right? Or the other way around. The complexion of the Bedouins in South Arabia is dark, and this is no doubt due to an admixture of African blood. All right, so we've been trying to tell y'all that Esau is the Edo tribe in Africa and the Saudi Arabians, but you guys, you know, hey, you want to keep saying that the white man is this right here. The white man. Goliath, white man is Esau. Goliath might have despised David because he was mere boy and dark skinned. I mean, shit. Esau and David were described the same way. Okay, so if David was dark skinned, Esau was dark skinned. If David had red hair, reddish hair, like light brownish hair, whatever, hazel hair, so did Esau. Esau just had it all over. Okay, and you can go here and you can check out the videos. That particular video where we go into depth, and the other videos where we upload with our language and everything, even some of the debates that we've been having. All right, so you can go here and check out this page, and let's go to the next videos. Brother Araya signing out. Shalom, shalom. Shayehi Yisrael Yam Mebarak. May Yisrael have a blessed or increased day. Shalom, shalom.
Took her to Yahweh, a new song. Sing unto Yahweh, let all the earth call. Bless his name and show forth his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory amongst the heathens and wonder amongst the people. Every morning and evening I give him praise. The false gods are vain by the Most High. The skies was made, nothing new under the sun. Yeah, these times don't change. I guide my steps, direct and devise my ways. Honor and majesty, my Yah retain. Beauty is in the sanctuary amongst the saints. Give Yah glory and strength. Search far and wide across the seven seas for a sign, but never seen a God alive like Yah, my Elohim.